Hey bestie, so I put out a poll and I asked you guys what video did you guys want to see next, because I had some ideas of some videos and you guys pretty much said give us all of them. So today I am starting with the most requested video, and that is how to budget on a low income. And so if that is something that you want to hear, then let's go ahead and get to talking. If you are here for the very first time and we're just now meeting, my name is Jasmine, aka Budget Treasures, and here on my channel I talk about all things finance with emphasis on budgeting, saving money, and paying off debt. If you are a returning bestie, hey girl, hey, please make sure that you guys are subscribed to the channel. Make sure that you give this video a thumbs up so that this video can go far and wide to anybody who may be looking for this video, and it can come up in the algorithm, because I believe that what we are going to share today on this video will be very impactful, and it will help you to be able to manage your money if you are low income. So let's get into it. The first thing that I want to say is that this video is for anyone. This video is for you if you make below $50,000, $100,000, $200,000 a year. What I have come to know and realize that it's really not about your income, it's about your money management. And regardless if you make $50,000 or $150,000, if you are not properly managing your money, and the income that's coming in your home can very well be low no matter how much you make. So this video is going to be for anyone, any income level, because the bottom line is this: if you make $150,000 but you spend $150,000, you still don't make enough. So let's get into it. First, I'm going to talk about the 4 top things that you can do to help you to be able to manage any budget size that you have, especially if it's low income, or even if you have a high income, however, you can't seem to get ahead and you're always late on your bills and you really just don't have enough. So the first thing that I'll tell you, what I have found to be helpful for me and my budget, is that I, number one, needed to complete a budget. It just is what it is. You have to complete a budget, and in your budget, it is important that you include everything in your budget: your bills, your expenses, your entertainment, your savings, your debt payments. You have to put everything in the budget. You can't just budget your bills. You can't just budget your entertainment. You can't just budget your rent or mortgage. You have to budget everything. And here on this channel, I have many videos where I am doing zero-based budgeting. That's where I'm budgeting every dollar. I'm doing paycheck to paycheck budgeting, and it is all very helpful. So I do have a playlist that you can definitely skim through, or watch through rather, to help you with the technique of budgeting. The next thing that is very important for you to do is to create a budget system and a budget routine and money organization. That is going to be, besides your budget, one of the most important things that you will need to do. You have to have a system. You have to organize your money. And I'm just telling you basically what has worked for me. I was an individual who was making less than $100,000 a year at some point, and I was able to save thousands of dollars by just having a simple organization to my money, and also having a routine. I do have a dedicated video. I have a couple of dedicated videos that I just uploaded. One on my money organization, and then the second one is on my money routine. And I will leave those linked down below just in case you need in-depth or detailed information about how to do that. The third thing that's going to be uber important is that you do a split bill method. So once again, rather you make 50,000, 40,000, 150,000, if the money that you have coming in is equaling or exceeding the money that you have going out, you have to be able to make the numbers work. And one of the things that I found to be very successful is the split bill method. If your mortgage is $5,000, you may need to save $2,500 each time that you are paid to make sure that you can make that $5,000 rent or mortgage it is that you have. The same thing is if it's if it's 1,000, you want to take 500 from each check and put it aside. I would recommend that you do the split bill method for your larger bills. Rent, mortgage, car note if you have it, or any other bill, your insurance that may be a little higher point of a ticket, and you save that money each paycheck, so when that bill is due, you will have the money to be able to pay it, and it'll be easier for you instead of you trying to take the larger amount and just pay it from one paycheck, because what ends up happening is you're not going to have much money left over, or you're just not going to pay certain bills. And so it's going to be very important that you implement the split bill method, and I do have videos on that as well. And the fourth top thing that you can do to help you budget with a low income or any income is to plan for expenses. And that's planning for things that are annual bills that you may have, like your car insurance. You might have that annually, or your car registration, that might be annually as well. Like for example, here in California, our car registration is due once per year, and it is not a cheap bill, okay? I know some people's car registrations that range from $700, $800, $500. It just really depends on the type of car you have, the year of that vehicle, and unfortunately, our car registration increases every year. So like for myself, I paid $319 in 2024, and I drive a 2017 Toyota, right? So planning for the future, and that is by using sinking funds. So you take that larger amount and you break it up in monthly savings, where you're saving a little bit over time, so when that annual expense comes up, you can pay it without dipping into your monthly money. And then you have to make a decision, okay, I'm gonna take $300 from my rent so that I can register my car so that I won't get pulled over, and then my car gets impounded, and then it's just a whole mess, okay? And what I'm explaining to you guys is things that I have been through personally. So planning for expenses, you can start with those annual bills. If you have quarterly bills, you want to save a little bit over time using sinking funds. And once again, I do have videos on sinking funds and how you can be successful with that. That'll make your life 10 times easier. Now we're going to get into a few other things that you can do to help you with your money management if you have a low budget, low income, or a high income. And that is basically, you really want to make saving a priority. Saving a little bit here and there can really take you far. You want to save for an emergency fund. That is something that I did heavily over the years, but really in 2024, I made it a priority to save money. Because in the event, especially if you're low income or you are literally living paycheck to paycheck and you have an emergency that comes up, you need to take care of that emergency. That's just, an emergency is something that you just have to take care of regardless. And taking money out of the money that you need to live day to day can really be a hardship on you. So making it a priority to have an emergency fund or save for an emergency fund is going to be vital. And then also making it another priority to get rid of debt. We have to reduce our expenses, whether we're low income or high income or living paycheck to paycheck. literally decreasing those expenses is going to be important. And a lot of that is like decreasing the debt, like getting rid of that credit card debt, getting rid of the loans that we have, getting rid of whatever debt it is that we have a date that it will be paid off, whatever that is, a court debt, whatever it is, pay it off as best you can so that it will free up money that you can use in your budget. Another helpful tip that I will give is to use employer benefits. A lot of employers have benefits that you can use. I know when I used to work at Verizon, one of the things that we would use to help people out on their cell phone bill is if they worked for a certain agency like police officers or first responders, they would get a 22%, I think it was, discount on their cell phone bill because of the job that they worked in. So I would definitely encourage that you call your cell phone company, anybody it is that you pay, and or look on your intranet at work and see what employer benefits that you have so that you can get discounts on the things that you just have to pay for. Why pay 100% when you can pay 80%? That'll be a way that you can save money. Another thing that you can do is also look at the people that you pay, like for example T-Mobile or AT&T, Spectrum. Like for me, I have Spectrum cable, so I do get the Paramount streaming services for free. So there are a lot of benefits also with being with some of these companies where you can get certain streaming services for free, or you can get just certain things on discount. So you want to take a look at any little bit of way that you can save money, because it will help you on your budget. Also, if you are low income, another thing that you can do is reach out to places like your utility bills and see if you can qualify for some of their programs where they give you a discount on your monthly bills. That's something that I did because I have someone in my home who is low income, and so therefore I qualify as a whole in order to get a monthly discount on my bill. And so that's very helpful. Anything that you can shave off is going to be 100% helpful. I will tell you, please do not be ashamed or have that pride to where you don't take advantage of these opportunities for you to save money, because at the end of the day, if it's going to save you some coinage, then we are saving the coins. And that is with anything. If you can get a discount on your rent, like low income living, I know a few people who live in low income housing, and it's not necessarily that the house is like in an area that's not safe or anything like that. A lot of these cities have laws or whatever you call it where they have to offer low income housing. So maybe you want to search for that, where you're not paying, instead of paying instead of paying $2,000, you're paying $1,000 for rent, which is going to be uber helpful. And so I would definitely encourage that you take a look at those opportunities. And the last thing that I would recommend is for you to be realistic about your financial situation. I find a lot of times that people don't want to admit or just be real with even themselves about what their financial situation is. And a lot of the times because we don't want to be in the financial situation that we are in, we will look for things to maybe display that we're not really in the financial situation that we're really in. I.e., the most common, purchasing things that other people will look onto you and think that you are in a better financial situation than you are, and then you yourself will think that you are in a better financial situation than you are in, because you have purchased things that you really cannot afford. And I think we need to get to a place in 2025 where we are realistic about our financial situation so that we can get better, and so that we can manage our money more effectively, and we can save, and we can then really buy those things and actually afford them. Just because you are lower income, or just because you are maybe living paycheck to paycheck, doesn't mean that that always has to be the case. The only way that you're gonna stop is by you stopping, and that you really take a look at where you are financially and you take the proper steps that you need to take to get out of the financial situation that you are in. And that is even if you want to make more money or do whatever. But at the end of the day, your habits need to change, because like I explained earlier, for those people who make $150,000, $200,000 a year, but you're still living paycheck to paycheck, that basically means that your income is not the problem. It's your money management and the way that you are spending money is the problem. You're not budgeting. You're not saving for future expenses. You're not looking ahead. You're not really looking at what your financial goals are. So I will encourage you and let you know that it doesn't have to always be that way. I know some people who they don't make a lot of money, but they have a lot of money saved. They're debt free and they're living their lives. They're traveling. They're doing all these things because they understand how to manage their money properly. And that's where I want to be. I want to understand how to manage my money properly, no matter how much money it is that I make, whether it's on the lower end or the higher end. And so I hope that this video has been helpful. Please share it with someone who you feel who can definitely benefit from this video. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you have any questions, like always, please leave them down below. Also, thank you guys once again for 70,000 besties in the community. And I feel like 2025 is going to be an amazing year, no matter what is happening externally. I feel like this year is going to be great. Once again, I'm on a mission to help 1,000 women save their first $1,000, because once you hit that crack, sky's the limit. And so thank you guys so much once again. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Make sure you give this video a huge thumbs up. And if you have made it to this part of the video, please leave a thumbs up in the comments. Thank you so much, and I will see you besties on the next video. Go be great. Peace out.
You special and she reckless. Baby, you're my bestest friend. Yeah, she my bestie. My love for you is endless. Nobody else can end it. And when I get the money back, then baby girl, you can spend it. And everything is alright. I like how you doing.